Welcome back into another new session with me, Geetu. There's this quote that caught my eye, and I hope it interests you as well. Don't study to earn, study to learn. What you learn today is what you will become tomorrow. So, introducing the new topic to you today, pricing. Yes. So this is something that we all must learn because today, tomorrow, if you are going to become entrepreneurs, you need to understand what prices or what is that driving factor which is going to help you to earn profit into your organization or earn money. So we have already completed all the topics that's related to product, which is the first element of marketing mix. Below product, we had completed the classification of products, that's industrial products and consumable products. We completed branding, we completed labeling and packaging. So this is another second element of marketing mix, which is pricing, which is one of the most important elements of marketing mix or any business for that matter, because this is what is going to help you to set the right price for the product. So I have already told you in the mind map of marketing. If you have not watched, watch it, because if you understand the mind map of marketing, it's easy for you to understand what you're going to learn in the particular chapter. So, this particular topic has only one important eight marker, that is the factors affecting the pricing determinants. So, this particular question gets repeated the question gets repeated most often. So, my sincere advice to you would be that learn the answer. Is pricing. Before we can go to what exactly is pricing, like I've already mentioned, we have completed product, we have completed all the things that comes below product, that is product branding, labeling as well as packaging. Now this is a second going to be completing today because this topic is a pretty small topic but a pretty important topic. So, what exactly is pricing? Pricing is the value that is set for the product or for the service. You can only sell two things. You can either sell a product or you can uh, provide this service. So, whatever product or service you are providing, for that you are setting a value or you're setting a price. Saying the same thing I have already told you. I put it here for you in points so that it's easy for you to understand. So the money represents the sum of value, the money what you are paying for the particular product, and the person who is paying, who wants the product for himself, has to pay a value or pay a price. That is what is called as pricing. Now for two things you can pay a price. You can pay a price for the product or you can pay a price for the services that you have received. Either let's say a lawyer service. So for two things you can pay a price. You can pay a price for a product or for a service that you have received. Now, what are the important terminologies? Important terminologies is value and price. And the most important thing is if the organization has to attain or obtain its objectives of earning profit, then the organization has to set a price or value. So, what are they saying? No product can be launched without a price tag. So, what is a price tag? Here you see $5, $4, $2. That is a price tag. And in our Indian terms, you see these are the price tags we have. Best buy one, get one free, 75% off. So, what are they? They are the ones that is fixing the price for the product. And depending on that, people buy the product. Yes? Are the factors which is affecting the pricing of the product is something that's very important for us to look down to. So I'm going to mark it here as an 8 marker because this is a very important answer that we need to all understand or learn. Now this Product cost and period cost is one of the first points. Then you have demand and supply, then you have government regulations, you have pricing objectives, then you have the price when compared to your competitors. Just looking at the picture itself, I am telling you what the points are. So there are 6 points. So what am I telling you? It's always better if you can remember an answer when it comes to picturization. So moving on to the first one, which is already product cost. Now, what exactly is this product cost? Product cost depends on labor cost. When you are manufacturing the product, you have people who are working for the product, you have raw materials that is put in, you have manufacturing and overheads. Like, what are the other overheads that we can talk about? You have raw materials which you need to purchase, human resources employees working for the product, then you have electricity, manufacturing machines, you have all the other uh, direct expenses which is affecting the product. So all these things are called as product cost. But apart from product cost, you have something called as indirect product cost. So what are these indirect product cost? Over a period of time, you will only charge the product cost to your product. That is, when you're selling the product, when you're setting a price for the product, you will only charge the product cost to the product. But over a long period of time, you cannot survive only by charging the product cost. Example, the product cost for me to manufacture the product is 100 rupees. So initially I would sell the product at, let's say, 99 or 100 rupees, until people learn to like my product and learn to enjoy my product. But after a certain amount of time, I cannot survive only with the product cost. That is why I will also add the period cost or indirect product cost, which relates to indirect material, indirect labor, indirect expenses. Like what? Indirect material refers to, apart from raw materials, I need to do the packaging, I need to do so many other things, labeling. All these are things I need to concentrate on, which refers to the indirect product cost. Then indirect labor refers to people who help me to transport the products. Okay. So indirect expenses like advertising and sales promotion and personal selling and all these are indirect expenses. So what are they saying? After a period of time, all these are also going to add on to my product cost. So in reality, for me to manufacture a shoe, if it is 200 rupees, that is my product cost. But after a period of time, I'm going to add an extra 300, 400. That's my indirect period cost or product cost, so that I can earn some amount of profit. So that is the meaning of product cost, which is the first factor which is affecting the second factor which affects the pricing is utility and demand. Now, what do they say? When the demand of the product is increasing, the supply of the product will also increase, and vice versa, the price of the product will also increase. So, what are they saying? While the product cost sets the lower limits of price, that means initially you used to charge only the product cost, that is 200 rupees, to manufacture the shoe. Later, what happens? You cannot survive only with the product cost, and that is the reason your demand becomes more, because people like your product and you start manufacturing more pairs of shoes. But will you still sell it at 200 rupees? No, you would end up selling it at 400 rupees. That is what is called as the period cost. So what are they saying? While the product cost sets a lower limit of price, the utility provided by the product and the intensity of the demand of the buyer sets up upper limit of price. So what are they saying? Indirectly or directly, even if you sell the shoes for 500 or 400, people are ready to purchase the shoes because they like the quality of what you are manufacturing, and they don't mind spending any amount what you're setting for the product. Example, another example I will tell you. Example is Vim bar soaps. Okay, imagine that was the only soap available, you did not have any other dishwashing soap. What you would do? Initially, they're setting a price of 5 rupees for the particular product. But after a period of time, that 5 rupees, which is called the product cost, they add up all the indirect costs as well, and the price of the product becomes, let's say, 20 rupees. Will you still purchase the product? Yes, definitely we would purchase the product. The reason, because we are in need of the product and we also like the quality of the product. We are really interested. So what is happening? We are setting an upper limit of the product and we are prepared to pay for the particular product. We do not have any problem in paying for the particular product, however high the amount goes. So higher the demand, higher the want and the supply of the product goes, and we are willing to pay a price for it as well. Point is extent of competition in the market. Depending upon your product, there are several other people who are manufacturing similar kinds of product. Like you have Vim, you have EXO as well. So the degree of competition is very high. So what are they saying? You need to set a price so that you can settle down and it does not affect your business. Why? There are competitors. Probably you can set 1 rupee less or 1 rupee more. Again, you need to anticipate the price of your competitors. It should not be that you are setting a price which is even more expensive than that of your competitors and later you incur a loss. So you need to check, see, the factors means these are all things which you need to check before you set a price for your product, so that your product will not undergo a loss. So similarly, this picture that you see, all these shopkeepers, what do they do in the market? They always keep prices either the same range where the competitors are also having the same range, and the quality wise they will have better products when compared to others, or it would be 1 rupee 2 rupee difference would be there. So in that 1 rupee 2 rupees they would also incur a profit, because they would end up selling little higher more than what their competitors are selling. So when you are setting a price for your product, you should always ensure that you are settling down for a price which is equivalent, or which is when compared to your competitors. You need to check and then set your price. It should not be that later you regret for the price that you are setting for the product. So the fourth point is, okay, moving, government and legal regulations. What is this government and legal regulations? Don't go by the paragraphs of notes what I'm put here for you. The main reason for notes I've put is in case you have any doubts, in case you want to take notes, you can anytime pause the PPT or the video and you can take down the notes. So that's the advantage of why I'm putting down notes for you all. Pretty simple for you to understand and write it in your own words. Now, what is referred to government and legal regulations? Now, what they say is certain products, the price is set by the government itself. Example, I would give you milk products. Let's say Nandini milk. Nandini milk packet is a government dairy farm, and what happens? They set the price for milk. Even let's say any other milk packet or milk dairy, now the government of India is the one which sets the price for the milk. So probably it's 20 rupees. The people, the retailers would sell 1 rupees, 1 rupee extra, probably because they're refrigerating the milk, and that 1 rupee is going for electricity or whatever it is. But what are they saying? They cannot sell it even more higher than what the government has asked them to sell, or they cannot even sell it lower than that particular price. So certain products, even certain tablets and drugs, are really given government prices, which where the government, depending on the prices that's provided by the government, the drugs have to be sold accordingly. Like certain drugs or certain medicines, where there is only one supplier, there are no two more three supplier. Like example, you have, if in case you get a fever or a cold, you can take dolo or you can take calpol or crocin. But what are these? All these are the same drugs, right? But there are different suppliers of these drugs. So because of that, the price of the products are price of the medicines are kept low and reasonable. But if you see, let's say a medicine which is required for heart disease, curing heart disease, Now, this particular medicine, if it is not manufactured by any other supplier, you are the only supplier who is manufacturing that particular medicine, then the government will order you to increase the price of from 20 rupees to 200 or 300 rupees. Like example, because of this COVID pandemic, whatever testing medicines are coming into our country, the government will definitely set a higher price so that people will know to value the medicine, and only when there is a need they would consume the medicine. Otherwise, some of us simply go ahead and consume the medicine when there is no need of it. So that is the reason government and legal regulations are taken care on certain products where they are the only one supplier. Okay, so the pricing objectives. What is this pricing objectives? You always know the meaning of the word called objectives. Objectives refers to goals, and the main objective of the business, I told you, is maximization of profits. But here, depending on total objective or maximization of profits, apart from maximizing of profits, the pricing objectives has to concentrate on other three objectives as well. So what are they saying? The organization, the main objective is to maximize profit, agreed. But apart from that, they also have to increase their market shares in the company, in the public, okay? And surviving in a competitive market. They should ensure that the prices are not very high. Probably it is 1 rupee higher than that of your competitor, or 1 rupee less than that of your competitor, or it's equivalent to that of your competitor. These are the three pricing strategies when it comes to setting a price depending when agreed to your competitor. So when you are setting a price when agreed to your competitor, it should always be either 1 rupee higher, 1 rupee low, or it should be equivalent, depending on what you decide is best to compete with your competitors. Then the third one is attaining product quality leadership. Always the quality of the product should be at top notch, so you cannot compromise on the quality of the product. If you are going to compromise on the quality of the product, then depending on that, the product will not be sold in the market at all. Why? Because nowadays your competitors are always researching and developing on how they can improvise their product. So that is the reason you need to be one step ahead, research and develop, and ensure that your products are at the top notch and the quality is never compromised at all. Okay, so the important terminologies that you can underline in these particular points are, see here, you have research and development, you have here difficulties in surviving when to that of your competitors, discounting its products. So you can remember this strategy here. Okay, it should either be greater than, equal to, or less than 1 rupee, 2 rupee, depending on whatever you decide is beneficial for you. This marketing methods used. Now, whenever you are using certain marketing techniques, like example, promotional techniques, advertising, sales promotion, personal selling, publicity, you should always ensure that you are using the right kind of publicity towards promoting your product. It should not be that you are selling your product at 300 or 400 rupees, but just for the sake of advertising or personal selling, you are spending extra 100 rupees. That 100 rupees is not calculated in the cost of the product. You cannot set things like that. You should always ensure that the product cost is 200 rupees, and the indirect costs of all other elements are, let's say, another 200 rupees. And for your advertising and promotion, all this cost is also incurred in that indirect cost as well. But if it is not included, then you need to calculate and you need to be a little careful before you can set the price for your product. So what are the examples? What I can actually give you is, people offer home delivery. Okay, like when we go to the close by supermarket, they actually charge, they we pay a huge bill, and then they say, we give you home delivery, ma'am, don't worry, give us your home address, we would come and deliver the products to you at your house. Now tell me, don't they aren't they profiting from you? Definitely they're profiting from you. How? Because this itself is a technique of marketing where they come and deliver the products to you at home, and then you become lazy, or you are either happy telling that instead of me going very far away, probably to DMart or any other big bazaar to shop my provision, I can actually go to my close by home shop itself, and they will even do free delivery for me. And this particular home shop will not even give you a discount of 1 rupee or 10 rupees. So this is all pricing strategies which these shop people use as well as the marketers use. So you need to be a little careful, and you need to understand how exactly these pricing strategies are done. And even the marketers, before they do the pricing strategies, they need to understand whether they're going to benefit from these pricing strategies. So these are the which affects the price determination, which is very very important, and it is very easy. Again, I'm marking it here for an 8 marker, so please ensure that your notes are all intact and your learning is also done, because what you learn today you are going to benefit tomorrow. It may not even be this particular topic, but all the topics for that matter. Have any questions you have, any inputs you want to give me, telling me, ma'am, please include more pictures, or please let us know about these explanation of small terminologies, I would be happy to assist you. So let me know your feedback so that it's easy for me to improvise on myself, and it will help me also to help teach you better. So thank you so much.